500 laps around tough little Martinsville Raceway. This track, this race had 18 cautions a year ago. What will the story be when the checkered flag finally waves? Championship bonus point there for Jimmie Johnson as he leads lap 1. It's Brian Vickers in the 55 trying to hang tough in the outside lane.
But Jimmie Johnson worked hard to get that bonus point there too. Brian Vickers didn't make it easy.
Now Brian Vickers drove the car hard into turn 3, tried to stay on that outside, but there's just not enough rubber out there just yet. We'll see that get a little wider as it goes, but that bottom line is going to be the preferred line most of the day.
Clint Bowyer, 15, getting by Matt Kenseth to pick up a spot. That's 6th place for Bowyer. And someone to keep an eye on today, the 18 car of Kyle Busch. They're running 3rd. As behind him, Jeff Burton tries to work from the inside of Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, that's another driver I want to watch. Jeff Burton from the state of Virginia runs really well at this racetrack. He needs something good to happen this year.
Ooh, a little contact there, Bowyer and Hamlin.
Just what you're talking to Denny about in that pre-race stuff, he's got to be careful not to get into a skirmish with somebody early in this race. I think he's probably given more than he's taking right now.
And the danger there on this track, Andy, when you have contact directly on that left rear tire like that, is if you cut it down and you have to pit under green,
yeah,
at least 2 laps down.
It's very vulnerable. As a matter of fact, you can see the left rear tire on Denny's car has got all the lettering wiped off of it. Contact right there.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much for that splitter that's on the front end of these cars to get in there and cut the sidewall.
Hamlin up to speed for the moment, but is hanging in 5th position.
I mean, he didn't give me no f***ing room.
That was Clint Bowyer's response to it.
You're going to hear that all day. There's just not enough room out there.
No, that's the main thing, Andy. Good point. There's just not a lot out there. Everybody's wanting that same piece of real estate most of the time.
I started to mention the guy to keep an eye on, Kyle Busch in that 18 car. Led the most laps in 2 of the last 3 races. And even though he's not championship eligible, has been one of the strongest cars in the chase so far.
Yeah, it really have been solid. Haven't had a lot of luck to go with being a very good race car and team, but look for him to be a part of this today.
Now, somebody else to look to be a part of this today would be Jeff Gordon. Started back in the 11th position, and the 24 car is already up to 8th.
He's so good here. Watch him in practice, and he's so smooth, so fast, and I really felt like he had the best car in that final practice.
Dominated the race here back in April and was leading at that green-white checker restart when Clint Bowyer made the 3-wide move to his inside. Gordon led 329 laps and finished 14th.
What's that term that gets used a lot now? Trending now?
Yeah.
Well, he's the person everybody in the garage area is talking about. Every driver that you go to, they say we have to beat the 24 car today.
There's another spot just went by Tony Stewart. Jeff Gordon up to 7th. Check out laps led and where he finished. Talk about having a strong car and nothing to show for it.
Yeah, especially that 14th place finish the last race here. Definitely not indicative of how he ran, but that left side column is 329 laps led.
Got booted on the restart and then had stayed out. Was trying to stretch the fuel to the finish. They had a second green-white checker restart. Gordon wound up running out of gas. And they just did not turn out like they hoped.
A couple cars back in the pack going at it. Carl Edwards and Kevin Harvick. Harvick got kind of pushed up out of the groove a little bit by Kasey, and that looks like a lineup is kind of taking advantage of it.
Kevin started 13th. Montoya, here comes David Reagan. And further ahead, Denny Hamlin, Jeff Burton for 4th place.
Kind of typical Denny Hamlin right here. Just kind of let things sort out at the start, see what can happen. Then he starts moving forward. Harvick still having problems back here.
So Hamlin up to 4th, Bowyer to 5th, Gordon to 6th, and just like that, Jeff Burton back to 7th place. So you were referencing Kevin Harvick, still struggling back there. There he is, the 29 car, now shuffled back to 23rd place, Dave.
He's having the same issue you saw Jeff Burton, his teammate, have. The RCR cars seem to take about 20 laps before they're really good. In fact, yesterday in a Camping World Truck Series race, Kevin Harvick's truck had the same issue. So here at about lap 17, they're still not quite up to the long run speed they think they'll have. So Burton up front trying to hold his position. Harvick got kicked to the outside and still doesn't have speed yet in his race car.
Some of the damage on that left rear where Harvick got rooted up out of the groove, that bar hanging out a little bit there.
Yeah, he tried to make his way back to the bottom, and he kept getting beaten and banging around there. It looked like it was with Casey Mears and maybe Allmendinger. That's where he got the damage you see there on the left rear.
So Harvick struggling in the early going. Jeff Gordon charging. He just took 5th position and moved into the top 5. And all this going on behind the leader of the race, Jimmie Johnson, started on pole, has led all of the laps so far, looking for a max points day and a chance to take the championship lead away here in Martinsville.